good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is that you are watching this. It's a new month and I am pumped. I wanted to go over something that we're probably going to use this video every single month over and over and over again because it is back to the basics. Work smarter, not harder. The things that we do every single month don't need to change. What I'm going to show you doesn't need to change. It's the tenacity and the intensity at which you go at things if you are going to get to the next level. And so I just wanted to break it down for you, the sheet that we are going to be using, how to use it and how to maximize it. But also, y'all, I don't want you to get to the end of the month and then have these massive, huge pushes or just feel like even worse, giving up because you haven't done the things all month long because you don't really know where you're going. We cannot get where we want to be if we don't have a roadmap. I use this example all the time, but I am not good with directions unless I have driven someplace before. And even then, I have a little bit of a hard time. So if I'm going to get in my car in central Pennsylvania and I'm going to say, oh, I want to go to California, and then I just start driving, no way am I ever going to get there, right? I've got to have a GPS. I've got to have a map. I've got to have a plan in place. How long is it going to take me? How much money am I going to need? Right? All of the things. But some of us in our Plexus business, what we start doing is, oh, yeah, I want to go gold this month. And we say it, but we don't follow it with a plan. And so what we are doing always is getting set with a plan. We're going to go back to the basics. I'm going to map this out for you, hopefully move my computer a little bit closer so that you can see that. But it starts here with knowing what you did last month and reflecting and knowing what we have to do this month. And so there's a lot of things on here. I want y'all to have a reason and to have a why, because if you don't have a reason and you don't have a why, it's just going to be raking leaves in the wind and throwing wishes in the air, right? And that's not what we want here. So how is an extra $500 this month? How is an extra $1,000 this month? What is that going to do for your family? How is that going to be applied to an immediate need? Do you have a birthday that you need to pay for this month? Do you want to take an extra vacation? Are you like a lot of families right now that you just need the extra for bills and groceries and supplies? What is your immediate need? Because if you know that immediate need, and then you know, okay, I can use Wi-Fi, my cell phone from anywhere and use these simple steps and these systems that our team has to be able to make a difference, then I know I'm going to move forward. But if we don't know why we're doing it and we don't know what we're working for, being our own boss isn't going to happen, right? This isn't where somebody is making you clock in from 9 to 5. I'm not going to be at your door telling you that you've got to do this stuff. I'll be here to encourage you, but this is nobody else's responsibility, right? I can't do it for you. Your downline can't do it for you. Your sidelines can't do it for you. And when I tell you that this business is simple, it's simple, but it's not easy because of this. And so this is really going to help you. And I've uploaded it into our team chat. If you need it, please, please, please let me know. I'll always send it over. But writing down your why, okay? Knowing why you're going to do this. And then I'm going to help you with this top part so that we can really map this together. You don't have to have a printable version of this. I have a notebook that I write everything in. I have a planner that I do all of my Plexus stuff in. Do what works best for you. I'll always help you through with those tips too. Message me anytime. But make sure that you go through and you do this. Do these questions, fill them out because we want to know what your setbacks were, right? Last month, if you messaged 5 people and they said no, okay, that's part of it, but only messaging you 5 people is not going to get you where you want to be, right? Putting up one post in 30 days, not going to get you where you want to be. And so we've got to know what's going on to have that clear roadmap that we need. Okay. So what we want to do to get a roadmap for every single month, and y'all, you're going to be starting in a ton of different places and ways. So I just broke one of them down. But some of y'all are going to be starting at 0 for 0 points. You don't have anybody ordering with you yet. That's okay. Some of you are going to be starting at senior gold or ruby or senior ruby. That's okay too. But you've got to have a plan in place. And so, um, My tailbone is still dislocated, so bear with me as I move through some of this stuff with you. But okay, so hopefully y'all can see this, and I'm not going to make you too nauseated while I'm explaining this to you, and this is going to be a little bit backwards for y'all too. I'm sorry. Okay, so points for last month. Last month, you had 54 points. This is hypothetical. I don't know what you had, but I just want to explain this to you, how you're going to get your roadmap for this month. So whatever your points were last month, and then I want you to write down your goal for this month. This is really important, y'all. You have to, again, have a goal. If you are just maintaining, you're never going to see the increase. And I know that that might sound a little bit silly, but you've got to keep striving for more. And that's exactly what this is going to help you with. So what we're going to do is we're going to take last month's points, whatever you ended with, and what your goal is for this month, and we're going to subtract the two. So my goal for this month in this example is going to be 100. Last month I ended at 54 points. So I'm going to take 100 minus 54. That gives me 46. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain this a little bit more in depth, is I'm going to take that 46 and I'm going to divide it by 5. Why am I dividing it by 5? Because I don't want you in this business to do this by yourself. And I don't want you to ever shoot under the amount that you need. Here's what that means unpacked. A level 1. So this means if I go out and I share my link with Sally, Sally is my level 1. She's going to give me 6 points. But the ultimate goal in this business is for Sally to grab her accountability partner. Whether she wants the business, whether she wants the opportunity or not, great. We know that people go further in this opportunity and with these products if they grab an accountability partner. So we're teaching every single person right away, back to the basics, who's your +1? Who, when you have something exciting or sad to share, who do you call? Who's your +1? Sally is going to get her best friend, Susie, to do this business with her. She's going to be your level 2. You've shared with Sally, Sally shared with Susie. Your level 2s and your level 3s are going to give you 5 points. That's why in this example and forever, we're going to always divide by 5 because we're not going to count on every single person that joins you be your level 1. Maybe to go silver, that's great. You have to have 3 level 1s that join you. But after that, we really want your level 1s, your friends and family that you've shared with, to grab their +1 too. So we're always going to divide by 5. When we do that, what that's going to do is give us a baseline of orders. Now, I made this on purpose to come out to a not even number. So you can see 46 divided by 5 is 9.2. I'm going to round that up. So that means for this month, if every single, I hope I'm not making y'all sick with this. That means that if every single one of my people from last month reorders, it's probably not going to happen because there's always going to be some people that fall off, and that's okay. That I need 10 more orders, but we're actually going to usually round that up to 11 or 12. Okay. So I've taken my 9.2, I'm going to shoot for 10 orders, but I'm also going to break this down for you a little bit further. But that's going to give us a baseline of what we need to do. Couple other things about this. So I am a big visual person. I always taught with visuals. For those of you that don't know, I was a 6th grade math teacher. I'm a big believer that we need to see it, we need to say it, and we need to hear it. And so when you write these things down, that's why it's so important to have a planner and to have a notebook for Plexus so that you can keep going through these motions and these steps and you can see it visually written out. So again, you don't get to the 28th of the month after all the subscriptions have run and now you're like, oh my gosh, I need 12 more orders. And you either message everybody in a fury and it's not from your heart, or you just give up because you're like, maybe next month. I don't want either of those scenarios happening anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Plexus website. I'm going to go to my dashboard. I'm going to click on points and rank, and I'm going to scroll down to see everybody that's on my team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write down each of my subscriptions. So if you scroll over, and I'll help anybody with this, reach out to your upline, you can see who's has on subscriptions and what they are for. You're going to get 6 points if they're over 100 PV. So I know that Sally is my level 1, Beth is my level 1, and Dave is my level 1. They each have subscriptions set for the current month that I'm in, and that's going to give me 18 points. Now, y'all, you're going to see that 18 points is a lot lower than the 100 that I want. This is why subscriptions are so important. You want every single person on your team to have a subscription on. In an ideal world, everybody would. Why? Number one, because when somebody has on a subscription, they're going to stay consistent, right? That means that they're using the products, they're going to be able to see success. However, when they don't have on a subscription, you can see what's going to happen. Now you have no idea where your points are going to end up. You don't know who's going to order, and it just creates a lot of confusion and chaos where there doesn't need to be. So strive to help people have on a subscription. So that's the first thing. But now I know these people are going to order, hopefully. You're still going to follow up with them, still check in with them, but this is going to be where you get your 18 points. The other thing that you want to do is toggle your orders so that you can go back and see who ordered last month that does not have on a subscription. This can all be in your dashboard. Go to points and rank. There's a little thing where it can say, last month when I'm recording this video, it's January 2nd right now. So I can click it back through to December. If you're watching this in April, you click back to March, you'll be able to see who ordered last month. That means that to get those 54 points that I had up there, I need these people to order again. And I'm going to keep following up. I'm going to keep checking in with them. I had 9 level 1s that ordered in this example. Here's where I want y'all to see the power of duplication. Down here, I just have my new, and then I have my 10 spots because I know that that's what I need to work for. If I were to say, I want you to go out and find 10 new people this month, plus get your previous 9 to order, that's going to make up your 100 PV. Every single one of you is probably like, oh my gosh, I've got to get 10 people by myself this month. No, that's not what we want for you. And that's why I want you to see the power of +1. Because if you teach every single person on your team to go out and grab your +1, and now you've got 9 people on your team, 9 of these spaces down here are already filled up just because you helped them with accountability. These people all become your team too. Do you see how much further and faster y'all will go, and how much further and faster these people will go if they have accountability? Now, here's the other really cool thing that's about this. Say you go to Dave and you're like, hey, who's your +1? And they say, oh, well, I'm going to have my wife join with me. Perfect. Now they've got their +1. Now they're 2 people away from getting an extra $250. Just because they would go fast start silver, they'll get the bonuses, all the things. How cool is it to help somebody get their +1 and then immediately turn around and be like, hey, I know you just grabbed your +1, but I just wanted to let you know that with Plexus, if you had 2 other people that wanted to do this with you, you're going to get about $350 in total. Is that something that I can help you with? I don't know anybody when it's worded that way. I didn't say anything about going silver. I didn't say anything about starting a business because they might not want to start a business, but they've got the extra accountability. They've got somebody doing it with them, and now they've gotten their products paid for. Y'all, that's huge. And if you can have one of those people do that, you've filled up your 10 and you've not even sponsored anybody personally. Now, hear me loud and clear. You want to still be sponsoring 3 people a month personally, every single month for 9 years. That has been my goal and above and beyond, because I want to keep growing my business, right? I want to keep growing my personal business. But if you can be sponsoring people and helping the people that you sponsored get their accountability partners, this down here is going to fill up, and this up here is going to happen if you started at the beginning of the month and you know where you're going. I hope this helps. I know that this was a lot in a little time. I'm always here to unflush it with you and unpack it. And I know that your uplines that are in these chats with us are too. Set up a personal coaching call. This is where we're going to start at the beginning of every single month with these papers, with our winning day worksheets, knowing that we've got to be reaching out to people, we've got to be posting, we have to be passionate in talking about these products in our stories and on our wall. We have to have an open storefront. But then this will end up happening when we go back to the basics and we don't just wait for it to happen for us. All right, I hope this helps. Can't wait to hear from y'all.